engineer. 2, a data analyst, which we are thinking we are going to become after this particular program. What does a data analyst do? A data analyst sees data and he tries to make sense out of it, looking at past data and trying to like forecast on how the data should look like. Let me bring it home. For example, you are working in a company whereby you track the revenue of the company, and on Mondays you make £1 million, Tuesday you make 1.5, Wednesday you make 3.5. On Saturday and Sunday, your revenue goes down to 800 and 700 respectively. So what does this mean? You've been saying this over the past few weeks. What does this mean to you as a data analyst? You know, basically transaction level goes down weekend. As a data analyst, how do you make sense out of this data? What can I do to make my weekends also to be at par with my weekdays? Those are the things that a data analyst think about. And a data analyst sees, you'll be able to see outliers at a point, at a glance. You'll be able to understand that this data is not correct. For the few years that I worked in the area of data, whenever they bring anything relating to how our revenue does in the places where I work, I can actually look at it and tell them that this particular day is wrong. It's not possible that we have this kind of figure. How am I able to do that? Those are the things that I'll try to like explain as we go into this particular course. But before you can do anything relating to data analytics, you need to understand the ABC of data analytics, which is data modeling and writing script SQL. Those are the things that we are going to spend most of our time on, and we can build on that later on. And the last aspect is data science. Who is a data scientist? A data scientist is someone that can actually predict, can see, design a particular kind of data, bring data together and make a kind of design that you can actually say, these are the things that will happen to this particular person that has this kind of character, or data character, I mean. It's not physical character. So what does a data scientist do? It profiles all customers. And a data scientist can actually tell you that this particular customer, based on what I've seen on how others that have the same character, this is what the person would do. That's why you can see on your YouTube, when you go to YouTube, you see suggestions coming to you. How does it work? It works through data science. They pick all the records that you've done within a certain time, and they can actually guess what you would like to watch when you come on YouTube or any of the stations that you go to that is internet link. That's how Facebook works. That's how Instagram works. That's how most of this social media, that's how it works. It works based on data science. And that's the role of a data scientist. All these things, they are not so hard if you have the basic understanding of data modeling and data science, and data and SQL, which we are going to be going through here. So where do I start from today? I want to show you a piece of data, and this is, okay, let me share my screen 1 second. So this is the registration data that was given to me. I just wanted to use that as an example. So in the mind of the people that were setting up this particular program, one of the things that they want to capture for each person that comes to this program is we want to capture the event name, we want to capture the order ID, we want to capture the date the person registered, we want to capture the venue, we want to capture the venue ID, and all these things. So in the mind of someone that is building, that is modeling a data, what comes to your mind is how conceptually, how do you want this particular application to work, or the data storage, how do you want it to work? They just speak English language. And when they speak English language, all what you need to do is just write down exactly what they have spoken, pick all the nouns, and you convert all the nouns to what we are seeing here. This is the first level of data modeling. And after doing that, since you have picked each of the noun will stand as an object. This is like an object now. For example, I want to get the records of all the students in this class. The record of all the students. Student is a noun. I pick students. I pick record. Those are the two nouns inside that statement that I made. Each one of them is going to become a table name or an object, which we are going to build on later on. So for a student, if I'm using a student as an example, what are the like the attributes or the information that those students they are going to supply? Please, I want our minds to be unmuted. I can call any name, please don't, please, as much as possible. It's just for us to see that we understand what we are doing. So as a student, what are the information that I'm going to get from students? Anybody? Cyril? Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, so I think
we can hear you.
If I got the question right, is that
yeah.
What information or attributes will you get from a student, right?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
I can't hear you again. I just need one. Okay, can Gabriel help, please? Hello. Okay, can anyone help? Anybody that can hear me, please.
Okay. The name. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Please
student name, Tosin.
Okay.
Student name.
Student name, okay. Okay, I'm going to quickly point out something when we do all this. When you store your student name, you store your first name differently from your last name. Is that right, Tosin?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's start with first name.
Yes.
Okay, the second one is last name. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So which other detail do you need to get from the student?
Department.
Or
school. Yeah.
Okay. Department. Okay. Okay, let's leave it at that. I just want us to see how simple all these things are. They are not that hard. So on top of your head, you know, you need to get student name, you need to get the first name, the last name, and this. So these ones are called attributes. This one is called entity. So the entity is like a general name that is given to some set of instances, which I'm going to explain in details. I want to start at this point before I go. I have a PowerPoint I'm going to use. I want to start at this point so that when I go through the PowerPoint, we'll be able to get it. So I'm writing down. So the same thing I did here, I was able to pick all the different attributes. But when I want to now create it, I want to convert it to, I want to get their records. I won't leave it like this. I will transverse it like this, and I'll put each person's record there. So each one of these is called an instance. So each person's record is an instance of this particular object. Because I'll be using those terminologies as I go on. That's why I said that. So it's the same way you are filling it up when you are writing it on a sheet of paper. Sometimes in church, we pass a white sheet of paper. write your name, write your address. What are we trying to get? We are trying to gather database. So the name, the address, and the things that you are doing, they are attributes. We are collecting it for men's fellowship. We are collecting it for children's department. We are collecting it for choir. So if we are collecting for choir, the name of the object would be called maybe choir details. If you are collecting for men's fellowship, the name of the object would be men's details. Do you understand? That's how you coin an object name. And those details we are collecting, they are called column names, which when it goes into a database, or they are called attributes. So each one of the record that you put inside it is called instance. And talking about that, if you want to, after storing this inside the database, you want to get it out, you need a query language, which we are going to be talking about also in this course. SQL, structured query language. It looks like this. So if you want this particular process of storing this record to be automated, or you want to get the record from different places, from a file, like an Excel file, from another database, from social media, from an API, you can bring everything into a database through a pipeline. So when you see adverts like, do you know how to build a pipeline? Do you know how to do this? This is all what they are just trying to say. Do you know how to get records from other sources into the database? That's what it means. Okay. Apart from all these things that we've talked about, after storing your data, how do you make sure that the content that is inside the data is what you want? That's what they call data governance. So sometimes you see very big English inside the requirement that they are looking for. They are very, very simple. They are not something very far-fetched. So what are the rules that you put in place? For example, before you can store any record here, it must have maybe the person's first name must be there. That's how one of the things that you are using to govern how the data structure is going to look like. So these are the things that we are going to look at as we go on. Let's quickly go into what we have today. Okay, starting with database design, we'll be talking about conceptual and physical modeling. So what does conceptual and physical modeling, what does it mean? The first thing about conceptual is just I'm going to digress a little bit. As a BA, someone that does business analysis, one of the things that you do is you take requirements. When you take requirements, you store it as a conceptual model. And how do you do it? You just write it in English language. There's nothing more than that. So after doing that, the next thing is you build a logic. After building a logic, I'm going to show you how to do all those things, and you'll be able to do it also, because that will be the first assignment we are going to be taking on today. All of us, we are going to write, we want to build, you talk about a particular industry, what you think they do in that industry. You write a statement, do the conceptual modeling, do the logical modeling, and do the physical modeling also. And you submit in the next class. It's not compulsory you submit it, but I just want to help us I want to see your mistakes. I want to correct the mistakes so that by the time you are finishing in this class, you are sure that you can do what we went through. And as I told you, it's very simple.
Okay. Sorry. Please, can you please repeat that what you want us to do? My internet fluctuated for a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. I just said that one. I'm going to say it again when we get to the end of the class.
Okay, thank you.
No, don't worry. We are going to say no problem. Okay, our objective one, we said we explain the importance of clearly communicating and accurately capturing information requirement. That's what a BA does. You capture all what the person that is giving you the project, you capture it properly. How do you do that properly? We are going to talk about that too. We are going to distinguish between a conceptual model and a physical implementation. How do you pick the concept and how do you convert it to what we have just shown you? Those are the rows and columns, and it becomes a giant database that you see. 3, we are going to talk about listing 5 reasons to build a conceptual data model, and we are going to give examples of that. Okay. So what's the purpose of that? We said when you are able to recognize and analyze information, you can better understand how things work and potentially make them better. So for example, how to make a line at the full counter go faster. So when like a scenario like this is painted, how do you go about it? 2, how to successfully exchange an item. So when you want to return an item that you bought in one of the stores, how do they know that, okay, you actually bought it? Things like that. These are the things that a data analyst helps to like interpret before it's being modeled and also it's being created as a database. 3, how to organize and keep track of a growing CD collection. So let's quickly look at what is conceptual model. We said it captures function and information needed for a business. So we said it is basically a current need that reflects and also reflects the future need. So when you are picking the concept, what comes to your mind is, okay, what do they need? In the future, what will they need? Those are the things that you bring together to make your conceptual model. Don't let me bore you too much with all that. Let's quickly go to how does it work? So we said a conceptual model one, what does it do? It's we look at 2 things. We say it's we'll be able to monitor to see what the entities are, which I have explained, and also the relationship. But conceptual model is limited. How is it limited? It doesn't tell you the attributes. The attributes are like, okay, you know, I mentioned example of student. Student is an entity, but the attributes are student first name, student last name, age, date of birth, things like that. In conceptual model, they don't tell you all those details. You just know, okay, later on when you are building up on this conceptual model, that's when you can actually put all these other ones. And also the unique identifier. So like for a student table, what is the unique identifier? You know, in I don't know, universities here, they give matric number or something. They give a specific number that distinguishes a particular student from all other students. That's what we call unique identifier. And we said, what is a conceptual model? We said 1, it describes exactly the information needed. So the information needed, I'm going to call on somebody now that is going to give us like a scenario of what we want to do. And quickly, I'll just show you how to go about it. And maybe we'll just take like 5 minutes. Each and every one of us will design something. You talk about it. I'll look at maybe a few ones and we can move on and see how we are doing. Okay, so we said 2, it facilitates discussion. 3, it prevents mistake and misunderstanding. So if you've written down what the requirement is, there won't be mistake, there won't be any form of misunderstanding. 4, we said it forms information, ideal system documentation. So it helps in documentation. 5, it forms a sound basis for physical database design. 6, we said it documents the processes. That's like the business rules or business logic. Also, it takes into account regulation and rule governing this organization. Okay. Let me quickly finish up this, and I will do an example for us. So after moving from a conceptual model, as I said, conceptual model is just writing something in English. That's what it means. We move to the next level of data modeling. The next level is logical modeling. So what do you do in logical modeling? Then you'll have seen diagrams like this. I'm coming, let me just show you where we are going. Okay, I've not seen, is ER diagram actually. It's like, let me see, I think I did something like that. Okay. Okay. This something like that, I can't really find, but basically what it means is like you want to see how all these things, how they made together, all the tables that you have, all the objects that you have. I don't want to restrict it to a table. All the objects that you have within a database, how do they join together? That's what a logical model looks like. We are going to see an example in this slide, and we are going to do an example shortly. Okay, we said one, it identifies the entities and the relationship. The entities are like the names given to the object. The relationship is how does this particular entity relates with this. I want to rush quickly over this. I'm going to share this slide with us to read over it. If you have any question next week, you can ask me before the class starts, when we start the class. But I just want us to see all these things. Like, okay, these are all the things that you see written in the job description, and this is what it means. That's why I'm taking us through this, but I believe more in doing it practically, which we are going to do today. Okay, the third one is physical model. So after picking the concept, the next thing you try to create an entity diagram. After doing that, the next thing you do is you you create the physical model. So what does the physical model, what does it have? We said one, it's an extension of logical data modeling. We said it defines the table definition, the data type, whether the data type is numbers, which is called numeric, or whether it's string, which is like mixture of alphabets and numbers, things like that. And if it's numeric, the precision, does it have decimal points? Does it not have decimal points? All those things, we are going to talk about it more in details as we go on. So the next thing is it identifies views, indexes, and other database objects. What does a view mean? We are going to talk about it more later. A view is just like, as the name is, you use it to view. It's not actually a physical table stored on database. It's just like a way that you write a script to simplify a complex script, creating it to become like a single script. That's what a view is. Index is used to, index when we are writing our project, index is used to know where you can find something. So the same thing on a database, when you index something, it makes you find that particular instance easily. That's what an index is. I'm going to explain all those things more as we go on. Describe how the object should be implemented in a specific database. That's what physical modeling does. And it shows all the table structures, including the columns, the primary keys, and the foreign keys. Columns are the attributes, which I explained. The primary key is the unique identifier. The foreign key is the unique identifier of a table that you bring into another table. We are going to do all those things as we go on. So trying to compare conceptual and physical modeling, said it's an act of planning. So conceptual modeling is like majorly planning, picking requirements, developing communication that allows a group of people to work together and achieve the desired outcome. Said data modeling is the process of capturing the important concept and the rules that shape the business, and depicting them visually as on a diagram, which we are going to do. I want us to quickly rush through this. Okay, I think that's all for this. Okay, so let's talk more on entities, and after that we'll quickly rush through a particular class. Please, I want you to talk to me as we are doing, and I want so many people to share their screen so that we can see what we are doing and see whether we are actually getting it. So our objective here, one, is to define and give an example of an entity. So what is an entity? What does it mean? Two, we distinguish between an entity and an instance of an entity. I've tried to do that, but we are going to shed more light on it. So three, we are going to name and describe attribute of an entity. Four, we are going to distinguish between an attribute and its value. Five, we are going to distinguish between between a mandatory and optional attribute, and between a volatile and non-volatile attribute. All this we are going to do in this session. Okay, why do we need to do this? One, we need to know how to organize and classify data, making it possible to draw a useful conclusion. Two, our technology, the technology rich world produces vast quantity of facts, which are like tables, different kind of tables. How do you arrange them? Basically, that's what we are going to be, the reason why we are going through this. So let's see, what's the purpose of an attribute? An attribute describes an entity. That's basically what an attribute does. I don't want us to take so much time on this. Purpose of unique identifier. Purpose of a unique identifier is to identify a single instance of an entity. So you might have so many students. So what, sometimes we have a student that they have the same first name and the same last name. So what distinguishes them is a unique identifier, maybe their matric number, maybe their student ID or something. That's a unique identifier. We have, for every entity, there must be a unique identifier that distinguishes that one particular one from the other one. So, talking about identifying purposes, we said one, look at the magazine advertisement on the internet site, identified by a teacher. So we all know that whenever we see this sign, it's Nike. So let's quickly go. I don't want us to stay so much here. Please, I want you to take time, read all these things. But I would prefer us to do more practically. So we said, what is an entity? First, we said an entity is something of significance to a business about the data that must be known. One, and please, this is very, very important. How do you know an entity? It's usually a noun. A noun is the name of a person, animal, place, something, all those things. And also, we have abstract noun also. So it can be an event or something. So we said an example of this is an object, is an event, is a person. Okay, we said each entity has an instance. An instance is one record that will be found inside that particular table. We use the example of student details. One of the records, my own record, is an instance within student details table. Okay, so we said an instance is a single occurrence within an entity. Okay, so we use so many examples. Person, an instance of the person are all these names. Product, an instance of product are all these names. Product type, an instance of it is this job and the likes. So we went on talking more about what an entity is. An entity is a group name given to some set of things. So for example, student, as long as you are a student, you can be categorized as you are an instance of an entity. Anything that you can use to group set of laptop is an entity. Anything that has a screen and has a keyboard and is flat, you can group it as. So any general name that you can give to some set of objects is what we call an entity. And how that thing looks are the attributes. For example, I mentioned laptop will have a screen. Laptop will have a keyboard or something. So these are the attributes. My own laptop is an instance of laptop, is one of that kind of entity. Each and every one of us on this call, our laptop is like an instance of a laptop. So that's the difference between entity, the general name, instance, each one, a particular one. The type of feature that it has, the attributes. Okay, can we quickly do a, I think I've gone through all this. Okay, let me just talk about this before we go. I've explained what an attribute is. I said, like an entity, an attribute represents something of significance in a business. So we said an attribute is like, it's a specific piece of information that is attached to an entity. It describes an entity, it qualifies an entity, it quantifies, qualifies, it classifies and specifies an entity. So it's just what you can use to explain an entity. That's what an attribute is. So we say for customer, the customer will have the family name, the last name, date of birth. These are the attributes of the customer. Car, it will have a model, it will have a weight, it will have all these things. Okay, we still went on talking about attribute. So attribute could be stored in different ways, which we are going to talk about later on. I want us to jump because we have very short time. Okay, so, okay. I want us to open up, let me stop sharing. Please, I want everyone to unmute. Let's just quickly discuss before I just quickly paint a scenario and we move on from there. Please, can we all unmute? Hello, can we all unmute our lines? Okay, yes. Can anybody just paint a scenario that, okay, you want us to design a database from the scratch and you tell us what you want the database to store. Let me just do an example for you, and I want you to do an example for on your screen now. And I'll call some of us who share a screen, tell us what you did, and let's see one or two things that we can actually add to it. Can anybody help? I need a volunteer to just tell us, okay, I want to create a database that will store this, that will do this, that will do this, or just paint your business or any business. Okay, this is my business, this is what we are doing, and I want to get records of all these things.
Let me
Okay.
suggest myself. We're on the job club, and I oftentimes, like now, I'm way behind in which I'm not capturing the names of the people that have gone through the program. So I want to be sure I have a database that captures these people that comes through that particular process.
Okay, sir. As you are saying, we want a database that capture the people
that come to the job club.
People with, you know, I told you entities are
nouns.
Okay, people that come to job club.
Yeah.
Job club is also.
Job club is
Job club is also in now.
yeah. Yes.
Right.
So they come to the job club. So I want to know about their experience, where they come from. Yeah. When I mean experience, when last was it they worked? They worked last. When last was it that they had a job?
Okay.
Then also to know what could be their challenges. Do they have IT challenges? Is it very hard for them to maybe IT challenge? And also I want to know their educational background. What's the highest educational?
Did I miss anything? Any of the nouns that you said?
No, I think you have everything.
Please, I want the whole class to talk.
Experience, I don't think is well explained. He wanted specifically when last they worked.
Yes, we are going to, I just want us to pick it first. Later on, when we start dissecting it, we'll see there are some that we are going to merge, there are some that we are going to take away, things like that. So the first thing is just, okay, let's pick all the things that he wants. He wants to know the people. He wants, because he wants them to be properly registered in their job club. He wants to know their experience. He wants to know their challenges. He wants to know their educational background. Am I right, sir?
Yep. And also sometimes we ask if there's any other thing any other need.
Other information.
Other need.
Comments. More like comments.
Okay, well, more like comments.
More like comments, yeah. If they have other needs which is not captured in the form and they want us to support them. So we capture that also.
Other needs, okay. So, so the first thing you do is you pick the requirement. How do you get the requirement? You just pick from what the person has said, just as Pastor Idris just said, all the description you are just giving us now. Said he wants to capture the people, details of the people. He wants to capture the job club, the experience, the challenges, the educational background, comments, and also other needs. So basically, I've picked all what he wants. So the next thing I do, all these things are called entity. I will refine them. These are the entities. Entities are just like nouns. They are what you can use to bring together some set of instances or some set of things together. That's what an entity is. So we said an entity will have an attribute. So let's go to the next level. We pick all these things. I just want to use an Excel. Normally we have an ER diagram tool that we use. Okay, so for people, what do you want to know about the people? I can actually change the people. I can give it something much more, since it's a job club, I can call it maybe, which other name can we give? We can change it to candidate, Abby?
Candidate.
Candidate.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I just renamed it so that it can suit what we are doing. So as a candidate, what are the details that you are going to pick from the candidate?
First name, last name.
First name. Please, I want everybody to talk. What else will you pick?
Age and sex.
Nationality.
Age and gender.
Last name.
Age.
Gender, yeah. Gender.
Age, gender.
Okay, let me quickly comment on age. If I type age, what will happen is the person will write that is 27 years old. Next year, the person will be 28.
Date of birth.
So that's why whenever you are specifying things, it must be things that will be constant. So it's better you put date of birth.
DOB.
Okay.
DOB, sorry. Do we understand what I just did here?
Yeah, but you still have O instead of DOB.
Okay, DOB, right. So when you put date of birth, the year cannot change.
The date. Even the date.
Sorry, someone is saying something.
I said it's me too saying you saying that it still remains constant because it's that person's date of birth, so nothing changes in that date, so it still remains constant.
But age can change. That's why we had to change it to this. So which other
Yeah.
information can we put under this?
Sex.
We can put country of origin or nationality.
Okay. Country of origin.
Candidate ID.
You said?
Candidate ID.
Thank you so much. That was the first thing that I was expecting.
You need to
So
identify.
for every entity, you must start with an ID. That's what will make it unique. You know, there are some people, they will have the same name, the same last name. Some people, they will come from the same place. They will have the same sex. Some, you can even find some places that you see, they will have the same date of birth. They are, the only thing that can identify such people is their ID. So they won't have more than one ID. It's like a bank. When you go to a bank, you have bank accounts. Not more than one person will have one bank account. Okay, so let's stop there. Let's, I just want to quickly make it a little bit fine. So I have my first entity. So somebody will ask, how do I know that this is the only thing? So based on different businesses, there are things that they need to capture. Some they will need to capture whether the person has a partner or the person does not have a partner. So it depends on the business model. When the person is telling you, okay, this is what we want. For Job Club now, I don't think we need to capture whether
We don't need that.
So that's why you don't have that. So there's no one way of capturing information like this. It's based on what the business wants or that particular database, what the requirements that the person that is giving you the job, the payment the person wants, that's what is going to determine what is going to come under here. Okay, so let's move to the second one, the Job Club. So what do you want us to know about the Job Club?
Well, it's a job club that provides employment. Would like to know the interests of what kind of industry the person wants to find a job in, because it will help us to guide appropriately.
Okay, so the Job Club itself will have the details of the Job Club. So we have the name of the Job Club. We have, because that's not the only Job Club, we have the address of the Job Club. We also have maybe area of specification for the Job Club. Am I right?
Well, we provide support to every kind of, well, geographically, maybe in region in the UK, we are Aberdeen Central.
Area of support. Region
Aberdeen,
also.
Yeah, we are Aberdeen Central.
Okay. And what else can we talk about?
Email.
Email.
Email address and the name of the center manager.
The name of the center manager. Okay.
Might be too much, but telephone number.
Okay, center manager. Okay. Okay, I want to do something tricky now. When this one, our ultimate aim is that we will convert it to a table. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So under Job Club, when we write the name of the Job Club, FOL, Job Club. The only Job Club that we are storing the database in this database is only FOL.
FOL, yes. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So we don't need
that
this table.
Because we don't have a lot of instances. Okay.
Because we don't have a lot of instances. Are you getting my flow?
Yeah. Yeah. There's not enough data to capture, only one data.
Only one data to
Yeah.
capture, so we don't need this table. But for this, for the candidates that are coming, we have a lot of them, am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why we need this one.
Hi, sorry. Good afternoon. So where would you say we'll be able to generate the pipeline from then?
No,
So
don't
what
worry,
would
we
the
are going to
pipeline
get
be?
to that. We are going to get to that. That's bit by bit. Talking about pipeline is how do we automate this process to get data from other sources and put it into these tables. That's still in future. I just told you all those ones to be able to like link all what we are trying to do together. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing is experience. Let's go for experience. So under experience, what are the things that the questions that we ask the person based on the experience?
When the last date of the last job you held?
Last job date.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Last job date.
Type of experience.
Type of experience. Yeah.
What about the number of
sector?
Years of experience?
Okay, sector type. Let me use that one. Type.
Sector that you have the experience from.
Okay.
Yeah, for experience, we can also put local or international.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
That would be, let's call how do we call that kind of attribute? Local or international?
Type of experience.
Okay, type of experience.
However, I'm thinking before we start talking about experience, we might need to talk about employment status.
Okay.
Well, it's good we capture that, but however, you know that for somebody who is international or local, even if the person is a student, you can do 20 hours. So it means you are still open, you can still find a job. Okay. So if the person is local and is not restricted based on visa restrictions and is not a student, the person can still find a job. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me quickly.
For experience, can we also add seniority level?
Okay.
I think for me, number of years of the experience in this case for what the club is all about matters.
Well, I think the years of experience matters, considering the fact that we try to create a body system in which the experience of other people, when they are sharing their experience, somebody can learn from that and mirror, and say, and get ideas that they can use in their current job or the job they're going to find, if that makes sense.
Yes. So I want us to see some things here. I'm going to do some things now, which I'm going to explain why I did them. They call something normalcy, how to normalize a table. I'm going to do it here now. That's why I'm getting all what you are giving to me. So we'll see, why do I need to take this one out? Why do I need to put this one there? Which one is the best one I can put here at this particular time? I'm going to show you how to do it. So all the information you have, just keep telling me. Let me keep typing.
You could also, at this point, consider the fact that we want to provide service for those who are legally in the UK, legal status.
Okay. Work status.
Immigration
status.
Okay, immigration status.
Immigration status.
I'm so sorry to cut you guys short. I think I want to understand the scenario we are trying to create, a table scenario, because it seems we are getting more broad.
Okay, so what we are trying to do here is, okay, we've picked the requirement. These are all the tables that we want to create. These are all the entities that we want. So we now want to break it down to, okay, all these entities, what are you going to store? What are the details that will be stored in it. We said the first one, we started with the first one, we said candidate. So we want to know the person's ID. We want to know the person's first name, last name, date of birth, country of origin, and this. We came to the experience. We said under experience, we want to know the last job date the person did, the type of sector, whether it's oil and gas, whether it's IT, whether it's whichever one. We want to know the type of experience, whether it's local or it's international. We want to know the level, whether it's senior, whether it's associate, whether it's managerial. We want to know the years of experience, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to know the immigration status. So these are the information we want to gather under experience.
About the years of experience, I have a doubt there. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is that the years of experience is not a constant. It keeps evolving, and I don't know how well we
yes,
can
just like age, just like
reference. So I think we should for years of experience, rather we should say start date of relevant industry work experience, something like that, rather than
God
just
bless
work
you. Thank you
experience.
so much. These are the things that our collaboration does. When you write it down, by the time you are fixing it into the database here now. So that's why I try to make sure we see what we are doing when we bring it here. When you try to fix an example into it, what happens to it? The data you are putting into it in the next 5 years. For example, last job. If you say the last job is teaching, this will not change.
The last job date. That's your last job date.
Okay, the last job date. Okay, sorry. Last job date maybe is 2022. The month is January, and the date was the 3rd of January. 3rd of January. The next one is type of sector. Maybe it's oil and gas. Oil, gas. The next one is type of experience, international. The next one is job level, maybe managerial. And the year of experience, 5 years. Okay, visa status, maybe permanent resident. Okay, so age. For example, if the person is, I just want to use this age to talk about this. Example, person is 23. When I check this database, in next 5 years, this person will be 28.
Yeah.
It means the record here will be wrong. But if you say age as at date of registration,
Doesn't matter.
I don't need this one to increase to 28. I want it to always be 23. The same thing applies to this. Oil and gas, as at the date that you came in, if the oil and gas, you've used 5 years in oil and gas, I don't need it to change.
Doesn't need to increase. Yeah.
But for example, if you are saying total years of experience till date, this I won't be able to use 5. So why did I paint all these scenarios? All these scenarios, they are scenarios that we are going to see based on the requirement given to you per time. So if we are looking at it that we just want to know the number of experience, for example, this person worked international experience, he has 5 years, and you want to know it as at that time, you can use years of experience. But if you want to know the total years of experience till date, it's better you coin it and change the column name. Instead of using years of experience, you can actually change it to job start date. Do I make sense?
Since that year is not cumulative, and you don't necessarily need it to be cumulative, correct?
I didn't get you, sir.
Since the number of years is not supposed to be cumulative.
Yes.
Is if the number of years you have spent in the oil and gas is past, is already 5. It will not increase to 7. It's not increase, it will not increase to 8.
So yes. So that's why I said it depends on the scenario now. So in this scenario, it's not cumulative. We just want to know, is your past experience. It can increase again and it can reduce. So there you can put 5. But if you want to capture the total experience the person has till date, I won't put it as year of experience. I'll put it as job start date.
Okay.
Do I make sense?
So I'm sort of lost in there as to why. Can you just take it again, please?
Okay. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, how do I create my column names? My column names is based on what you want to capture. So that's why I use these 2 examples. I want to capture in this experience, in your oil and gas experience, how many years do you have so far? That's what I want to capture. I can call it years of experience. It's just the name tweaking that we are talking about here. Okay, I want to know, for example, this one is inside employee details, maybe employee details of a company. I won't put the year of experience there. What I'm going to put is job start date, since the person is still part of our employee.
Okay.
Because it's going to be the years that the person will spend will keep increasing as long as he stays with us. Do you get the gist now? So that is what is going to determine the name that you are going to give to what you are capturing. How it's going to come out when it goes into the database. EKY. I don't know your name. That's why I called you EKY.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I can see on your screen.
Yeah.
Do you understand what we are saying now?
Yeah, that's clear.
Okay. So I've done this. Is there anything that I'm missing from this? Is there any important information that you feel should come into this place? So I wrote this detail. How do I know that the detail belongs to me or it belongs to somebody else?
Unique identifier.
Are you getting the story now?
There's no unique identifier, so
there's no unique identifier, and not just any kind of unique identifier. This experience is linked to a candidate. So I need candidate ID. Do we get it?
Yeah.
So when I have this here now, I am sure that for each experience, I can know that it belongs to candidate 001. Sorry, let me just put, it won't take it unless I put maybe. Oh my. So don't mind me, I just put that dot so that I can have 001.
You should put him.
Maybe make
equals
it
to sign.
text.
Maybe if you put an equals to sign in front
Yes,
of it.
in text.
Make
Let
it
me
a text
put it in
field. Yep.
Okay. So let me take this out.
Yeah.
Okay. So what have I done? I have created what they call a foreign key. I want you to put it at the back of your brain later on when we are doing this. I've created what they call a foreign key.
Because the foreign key is owned by the candidates table.
Yes. So the foreign key is a primary key in another table.
Okay.
But because I can't just write experience without knowing the person that owns the experience, I need to bring it in. Am I making sense bit by bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to the next one, challenges. So what do we want to capture under challenges? I want people that have not talked at all. What do we want to capture under challenges in this kind of
You also need to
situation?
include the candidate ID number.
Okay, we need to bring in the card. That was smart. We need to bring in the candidate ID number so I will know the candidate we are talking about. Good. What else?
I want to know if because these are challenges, what we want to know is the person a lone parent, is the person an ex-offender,
background,
homeless.
Okay. So we want to check the background, but background in what area? Background. We can do background check. We want to feed in whether we've done a background check on the person. It's going to take yes or no. Okay. What else? We want to see
the skills gap.
You said?
The skills gap. What does the person want to learn?
Skill gap. Thank you.
Yeah.
We want to see the skill gap. What else? Pastor Jide was saying.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, because the way we classified, I don't know how we can bring that in. Often we want to know what is the challenges that is hindering them for finding employment or keeping them out of work. Okay. Perhaps the person is a lone parent. Perhaps the person is an ex-offender, has been to prison, and that is affecting them. Perhaps the person is homeless, or the person could be a refugee or an asylum seeker, or maybe there's disability or health or any other challenge that the person is going through. So I don't know how we'll capture, because in the form people fill, these are forms you tick which one applies to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reason for
okay, quick question. Just along those lines, is it possible to categorize a type of challenge? For example,
I didn't get your question. Can your voice go louder, please?
Is it possible to categorize the challenge? For example, you can say socio-economic challenge or social challenge, family challenge, and you can have
I
various
love the question you
categorizations.
just asked now. It's a very perfect question. You are going to see how we are going to do this now. I love the question now. That's where normalcy is going to come in. I'm going to do that now. Okay, any other one? Or should we just stop at this? We can add as many as possible. So if I transverse this one, I want to put it into a table. So maybe the ID will still be this. The background, I said can be yes or no. Background check, whether it has been done. Skill gap. Skill gap, we will say, okay, what's the person's skill gap? Let's leave it blank. I'm going to come to this. I'm going to use this and, sorry, let me leave it blank. I'm going to use this and the reason for. So when we say skill gap under challenge, skill gap on its own has so many children. Reason for no job has so many children. Whenever you notice this within a table structure, what you do is you pull it out. It becomes an entity on its own. You have to build an attribute for it.
So there will not be a primary key for that from the other place to join, to know.
To now join it with this.
With that one, okay.
So skill gap, what are the attributes for skill gap?
You can say the particular software you don't know.
Okay, it can be technological related.
Yeah.
Tech
skill.
Yeah.
Tech skill.
Another challenge with skills gap could be jurisdiction. For example,
Location.
I'm an accountant, or jurisdiction or area of coverage.
Okay.
For example, I'm an accountant in Nigeria or Ghana, and I only have certification or qualification within that domain of jurisdiction. So
yeah, how do we coin that as a column?
we can put it as jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what else?
Okay, there are beyond tech skills, there are also soft skills like communication skills, presentation skills.
I did a mistake. It's meant to be skill type.
Language is one.
Yeah.
Language.
We use language.
It is expected that the person should be able to speak, except if the person is from Europe or from Francophone country, from France.
Yes, I'm thinking of language.
But there's a challenge, and that is interesting because we've supported people in the job club who do not understand English, and they found a job. They have very minimal understanding of English, and they found employment through our support to them because they speak Portuguese and they speak French or something like that. So I don't know how we can coin that into the challenge.
Instead of jurisdiction that we need explaining to people, we can do lack of qualification.
Okay. Lack of
qualification.
So on that, okay. Let's quickly do something. What I always love to do whenever we are doing this, okay, if I put it this way, the skill for this particular person, I have to bring this guy in all the time. What's the skill type that the person has? What is this jurisdiction? How did you explain that jurisdiction? Let's see how we can put it in.
So that's why I was saying that we replace jurisdiction with qualification.
Okay, lack of qualification.
Just qualification. Just use qualification.
Okay, but qualification, is it not answering for skill type?
Yeah, qualification, we just say the minimum qualification that the person have. That's the skill. You understand?
Okay. For example, let's call skill type. I'm trying to,
because the skill type, the skill type is because there are various sectors.
Yeah.
So the person that this particular 00 candidate one might have an experience in the tech sector. The 0 candidate 002 that you are supporting might have an experience of working in grocery, as which is not Candidate 3 might be in health sector,
Okay.
in the care industry. So candidate 4.
So how do what's the difference between?
But between the skills, sorry, what's the difference then between the skill sector and the sector type? Sorry, the skill type and the sector type. Because
no, it depends. So for example, when you are creating a table, you make sure the columns are directly related to it. So skill type, sector type sounds like something that you can use interchangeably. But if you have a table that is called sector, it will be better you put it as sector type. If you have a table that is called skill, it's better you use skill type. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all these things are just nomenclatures.
So it never means that if you're going to be using that, it means there will be another table altogether that would indicate the various sectors that each of these people can fall into.
Yes, if we are going to have details concerning those sectors.
Which we don't necessarily need that.
Which we don't
for this our course, we don't need it for this.
We don't, yes. So it depends. It can grow to become anything. I'm just showing you that, okay, when you see all these things, based on the scenario that we just painted now, do we actually need details of their skill? Yes. Why? Because it's a job club. But if it's something else, for example, if it's, let's say, even in the church, you need the skill set. I'm looking for another example that will not really need the skill set. Maybe it's not related to job. Taekwondo
club.
So anything, just make sure those things that you are trying to break it down to, you can actually say, okay, this is needed here. If it's not needed, you can.
Interestingly enough, I've never thought of it that until you are saying this now. I can see where you're coming from, because having a list of skill sets help in mentoring, in which I reach out to people who have experience. Like, you know what we did, looking for people who have experience and say, okay, oh, somebody has this experience, can you please coach and help this person? That skill set and the industry really needful. We've been doing it remotely, but now I'm seeing how it plays out.
Yes. So it's based on all these things that you'll be able to like, okay, these are things that I need. So qualification, somebody said qualification, perfect.
Yeah, I said that like the third guy can be secondary school leaver.
Secondary school leaver.
Yeah.
Secondary school, O-level, am I right?
Oh, whatever. GCE or GCSE or whatever they call it.
Okay. O-level, another one can be first degree. Am I right?
Graduate.
Yeah.
Okay, they call it graduate.
Yeah, graduate.
The other one, what about masters? That's what they call it. So we something has happened here. Remember that we wanted to pick their educational background,
which is industries.
Is this we have brought this into the skill set? That means we don't need this as a column again. Sorry, as an entity again. Can you see, as we are building it, we are refining it, we are saying, okay, this is not needed again. Let's add this one. We never thought of skill. But when we got here, we saw that skill is going to have its own children. We brought out skill from it, we started building. So this is how data modeling works. And we are like modeling it and we are seeing it. We are seeing how these things are. And it's becoming much more beautiful, much more beautiful. Okay, this is how this is done, this is how this is done. So we've been able to like capture the information up to this level. So we want to pick all other comments. So let's start with it as a table.
So if you don't mind, please, let's use other need before other comments, because other comments just for other needs are the needs that the people need. Perhaps they need reading and writing support, they need IT skill support, they need numeracy,
so how
English language support.
How do we categorize other needs now? One of the things, maybe they need English.
Reading and support with reading and writing.
Okay, that means under it we can have maybe literacy level.
Yeah.
Literacy
numeracy level.
Sorry, help me with English.
I don't.
Am I right?
No.
A after SR.
Yeah.
Literacy. Okay. Literacy.
Numeracy.
They said we can come under that too.
Well, I don't know, but what just know, because somebody can have a literacy need, but does not have a numeracy need. Somebody can need both. Somebody can say, okay, I'm good at literacy and numeracy, but I don't have knowledge about IT. I don't know how to use computer IT. I need IT support.
Okay.
Then somebody can say, oh, I am good at this, but like I told you, I don't even know English and I'm looking for a job. So, and we need to provide support to it. So we need to know the literacy level is different from English language, because literacy is our ability to write. The person can be able to write in their own language, but not in English.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
I love what the twist you just brought in now. Literacy level. So, for example, you've mentioned literacy as, we want to know the literacy level.
Ability to read, ability to read and write.
Read
and write
level. Right level. We still have understand level. Understand. Automatically, this already has a child. It can be under
is an entity on its own.
It will become an entity on its own.
So once anything has a child, it must go to be on its own.
It will be on its own. Why? Because the reason is because, okay, let's just say this is the entity. It's only 2 columns.
No, you didn't include IT need.
Yeah, I'm going to put it. I just want to quickly do this so that you see why I brought this.
Why you have to, okay.
So if you say literacy level and you said you want to know the read or write, inside the database, which one am I going to write? Is it read? That the read level is high, or the write level is low?
So there will be confusion.
There will be confusion. So automatically, it has children. That means under literacy level, I want to know the read level. I want to know the write level. I want to know the level that he understands, whether it's high, whether it's low, whether it's medium. Whenever you see it having children, having its own attributes, you pluck it out. That's what they call normalcy. When we started, we never thought of this. But based on the requirement, can we see how we started having other tables coming out from? Yeah, question, please.
Yeah, quick question. I mean, for the sake of what do you call it, the numeracy or the literacy, can't we characterize it? For example, when you say the person knows how to speak English, I mean, how well is the English, you know? So maybe we can scale it up from low being 1 and put a scale of 1 to 5, yeah, or 1 to 3. So beginner, intermediate, expert, or something like that. So we can quantify or get good sense out of the level of numeracy or literacy. Is that doable? Yeah?
It's doable. So it's doable. So the same thing we are saying, okay, so you want to see whether it's 0, from 0 to 5. But the 0 to 5 now, is it, if we put it directly under literacy here, is it talking about the read? Is it talking about the write? Is it talking about the understand? Unless you want to like write a code that, okay, the person will put in 3 characters, maybe you will put in L, M, H.
I, yeah.
Yeah, so that
But
means we are saying
don't you
L
think that
is low, M is medium, H is high. And anybody that sees this will say, okay, that means since the first one is L, that means its read level is low. The second one is M, that means is right level is medium. And the last one is understand level. That means the understand level is high. Unless you want to write a code like this, that okay, somebody will, but we try to make sure we model our database in such a way that it will be simple for someone that is coming, that doesn't even know anything about it.
Hi, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So are there existing frameworks or templates that we can use for similar queries for data modeling, or is this the actual work of a data analyst?
The models, there are models that we have, but the reason why models will not actually work is because, you know, we painted some scenarios whereby you see some columns that means different things to different businesses.
Okay.
So in such
you,
places,
you have to build it from scratch, basically.
You have to build it from scratch, yes.
Ah, I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's why they pay these guys.
I guess so. It makes sense now. Yeah.
You have to build it from scratch. So can you see how it's going now? We are just doing one scenario. Can you see what it has turned into is fast becoming a monster in our hands? But because we have broken it down, we can see how all these things, they link together. We can see the ones that we can pluck out. We can see those ones that are just coming in and we did not they were not in the conceptual model that was given to us. Is it making sense now? So each one of these guys must be linked together. And I've said one of the major ways that you can actually use it is this whole database is about the job club. And what's the major thing about the job club? The candidates. So this is like the leading entity. So you find a way to make sure the leading entity is connected to all these other ones. You can't talk about skill gap.
Of who?
Skill gap of who?
Candidate one.
Do you understand?
Challenges of who? Experience of who? Candidate
and
one.
The other way you can also do it is you can play it back. You can design your skill gap table in such a way that you have some specific kind of skill gap. You will now have skill gap ID. So you now bring in skill gap ID here. Do I make sense? Yeah. So my skill gap here, primary key, is becoming a foreign key here. For example, you know, when we are talking about employee and department, you have your department ID, am I right? Mm-hmm. So your department ID will come into employee as a foreign key. So it can go either way.
So sorry, so for even the literacy level, the read level, the write level, can't we have something like that so that at this point?
Perfect. That means we need to do something like this. Okay, let me quickly jump guns. Let me teach you what they call matrix. So how does it work? You have something like this. Before you can configure, get a table that will show this, you have to create what they call a matrix. Sorry, I need to bring this down. So you have someone that has read. So we just want to group it as someone that can read or you can read. You can read and you can read. That's the only thing that you can do. You can read and you can write. You can read and you can understand. So all these ones, you can write
and read.
And read. It's still the same thing as this one. You can write and you can write. You can only write. You can write and you can understand. You can understand and you can, what is this? Read. You can understand and you can write. You can only understand. Okay. So with this, I have, I'll pick the ones that are not duplicated, right and right. I can give right and right, I can give it ID 001. I can give right and read 2. I can give right and understand 3. Right and read is already there. Right and right. I give it 3. So I give all those ones that are not duplicated, I give it. So for example, I can now have, in this place now, I can now have what they call the literacy, that this will be literacy level. Literacy level. I can call this other one literacy code. So here, I can call this guy directly here. Or, sorry, I'll use the code to make it easier. So this code will stand as unique identifier. So whenever I see, when I transpose this table, whenever I see 001, I know the person can only read. Whenever I see 002, I know the person can read and write. Whenever I see, and there will be people that can do the 3, that can read, write, and that will be the last one. So do you understand that, okay, I've been able to merge this table and use this primary key here. I've gone far ahead of the class, but I think if we can still make up today, I'll go back and now teach you the theory. I'm just showing you the practical. Okay, let's see all those English that we are going to see in the slide. Let's see how it works out. Am I making sense now?
Yeah. Correct, yeah.
Okay, let me quickly go to the slide. Do we have any question at this junction? Does it make sense? Do you look more confused than you came? Please, if you know it, you won't be here. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Just be open and say, I don't know this, I don't understand anything. This is what I don't understand. Let it be. Please be open. Any question?
Yeah, I do have a question. So I'm just looking at what we've just built, yeah?
Yes.
And thank you so much. I'm just wondering, if you're working with a team, right? It seems based on what we've done here, I see that the choices of what we put under the data categories is quite subjective, right? Even how we phrase jurisdiction versus qualification, etc., etc. The question here is that do we have a regime of work in that, let's say, if I'm working with Jerry or I'm working with yourself in a department, and we will be able to choose by criteria how we categorize the data. What we decide is our elements, what we decide are attributes, and how we name all these things, putting it together. So in case I hand the script over to somebody, the person doesn't get confused. Do we have any form of unifying agreement that can be put in place?
Yeah, there is no standard way of like grouping the tables, making the attributes and things like that. What is standard is what exactly do you want to use it for? Which information do you want to capture and how do you want to capture it? That's what is going to determine what we did here. You know, that's why I use so many examples. For example, Siri, can you just paint an example of what you do in your office? Let's just see some things, and I'll just quickly pick up some things and just tell you, okay, this is this, and you'll be able to give me details, and I think that will be able to clear it.
Okay, so just to give you a quick example, I work in oil and gas area, and I'm a business development manager, and I cover the global market, right? So what I do is that I prepare commercial proposals for oil and gas operators in order to broaden.
Proposals, sorry.
Yeah, oil and gas commercial proposals in order to broaden our companies or my company's commercial revenues. You know, so in terms of pardon me?
Oil and gas proposals, yes. And
yeah, so I have to do pricing analysis.
Pricing, perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
Pricing and what?
Pricing, and based on the strategy, and based on things like location, based on things like competitive advantage, I have to decide the price level of what I'll sell.
You are fast. Based on location, what else?
Also size of the customer.
Size, customer size.
Strategic initiative.
Customer size, sorry. Customer.
Yeah, strategic initiative.
Sorry, please help me. Initiative.
NI.
Yes, initiative.
I again.
INIT.
Oh.
Initiative.
TIV.
Thank you.
TIVE.
TIV. No LDLVE.
Okay, TIVE. TIVE.
TIVE.
Victor Echo. India.
Initiative. Sorry, my brain is going off. It's still wrong.
TI.
Google is our friend, no?
V. No, not Z. It's V.
VE.
V for Victor. Yeah.
My brain is going. Okay. So let's leave it at this one. Let's start firstly the pricing. Proposal.
Yeah.
What are the things that you look out for in the proposal?
Okay, in formulating the proposal, the first thing I need to do is to
Yes, sir.
I would like to suggest for clearance, why not go to sheet 2, copy this one to sheet 2 so it will be clearer and not confused with what we've done before.
Okay, let me just
go to sheet, copy that and go to sheet 2, and it will be so that it's
okay. So what are the things that you expect in an oil proposal?
Okay, so the first thing in preparing the proposal is who you are preparing the proposal for.
Who?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Are you preparing the proposal for a government body or an operator or a service company?
That's
the second thing you want. Yeah, who? The second thing you want to identify in the proposal is the quantity of whatever item is needed. For example, do they want to buy 10 tons of steel, or they want to buy 1,000 tons of steel, right?
Okay.
That's what it goes into it. Another thing too you want to consider is the sale condition. For example, the Incoterms. Now, sale condition.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's into bracket like Incoterms. Another thing you also want to consider is the location of delivery. So do they want to procure, let's say, helicopter parts and have them delivered in Australia,
Nigeria, or somewhere in Africa? So location is part.
I can hear you better now. Okay,
so,
let's
so
stop
these are okay. I think these are substantial.
So let me make it a table. Let's see. Let's play our game again. Okay. So the name of the table is going to be oil or a proposal table. Let's just leave it at proposal table. So we say who. What will be under who?
Before we go ahead, we have to do customer number.
Okay, or we call
Customer
it
ID.
Customer ID.
ID.
Or proposal
ID or maybe client ID.
Okay, we are going to bring in client ID later. Proposal ID. Let's start with proposal ID.
Yeah, because a client can have many proposals.
Yeah, but it's mainly commercial or technical. And for business development manager myself, it's just the main thing is to get.
I love what you just did now.
done.
Serious. I love what you just did now. You said your proposal can either be
a commercial proposal or technical proposal. However,
can you see that you have started putting the you have started giving us the governance, what that particular thing is going to house.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying something different. You were saying what it should go inside.
Yeah.
So this is how you know.
And there's a comment there. You can't make a commercial proposal without passing through a technical proposal.
Okay. But this particular proposal that we are talking about, this particular one, the one proposal is 001.
Okay.
Proposal ID. Sorry. So let me use let's change it to text. Proposal is 001. Is it commercial or is it marketing or is it IT?
This is a commercial proposal.
So I've named it proposal type.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see how this is getting how I'm forming this now?
Yes.
Somebody was saying something different from what you were saying. You said, no, that's not it. How did you know that that's not it? That's what you do. So that's me, I'm gathering information from you as a BA person now.
Okay.
So I'm saying, I said something different. You said, no, that's not it. That it is this one. So that's how they form the tables. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
So when I go to who now, I might say who, what will be under who? I might not understand what will be under who. But what will be under who now?
What do you government or service company?
I'll put operator.
Okay, operator.
So instead of Vita, I'm going to change my who, I'm going to change it to operator.
Yeah.
So here,
I'd rather put entity because operator can be an entity. The government can be an entity. A consortium can be an entity. So I'll put entity rather than operator. Operator can be an entity.
Okay. So yes. So under entity, what are this first person? Which kind of entity will it be? So
this will be an operator like Shell, Tallow, Total. So they are all operators. Operator, yeah.
So under this one, this particular proposal, how do I know which kind of what do you want to do for this person? Is it sales? Is it what? I think there should be another detail that would describe this particular proposal.
Sorry. For me, I think the entity should be specific, because I think it then makes it easier when you create the outcome to know what quantity is sale or location or the other factors that relate to the people or the type of operators under the entity. So I wouldn't just leave it as operator. I love
what you just brought up now.
Specific about the operator, the entities, the people under the, what did you call them? You said the instances under that column.
I love what you just said now. But the beauty of this is, okay, while we are learning now, we are seeing why we don't have to do something. So he has given me an operator. I'm expecting him to give me quantity. So I will now say, operator, how does this relate to this? That is what is going to make me to break out entity and put it and make it another table on itself. But I'm waiting for this first. Do you understand?
Okay.
So that's why I say, okay, let's see what's going to feed into this table.
Okay.
So let's see quantity. What do you want to put inside quantity?
Let's say number of wells. So
number of wells.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change this quantity to number of wells.
Yes, number of wells.
Okay. Do you do any other business that is not number of wells?
Yes, we do. So you know how you said there's like abstract nouns and how you define the entities.
Yeah.
We can do engineering consultation, you know, and the engineering consultation is not based on a number of wells. It's based on a knowledge area.
Good. I need to bring out something now. From what you have described to me, I need to break out these two guys and make them another entity. And what will I call it? I'm going to call it maybe business type.
Yeah, I agree. Because the business type, you can have the product, you can have the service, you can also have the consultation.
So the business type, under business type, well, we can now have maybe
product,
business type ID, business type ID. So I'll now have under the business type, what are the things that we could also have?
We can have products. We can have products, services, and consultation.
Products, services. I hope these ones too, they are not going to change to entities.
I'm thinking they might change actually.
Let's go. When we want to see, this is how it goes. It grows and grows and grows and grows. And you now start seeing how, as long as these ones can take more than one, they too have their own attributes. Automatically, you break it out, it becomes a table. I think we are going to stop here. We spent 2 hours already. We are going to continue from here next week, and please, I want us to come a little bit early so that we can start quickly. But I will send the files to Boshin, who is going to circulate it to us. I want us to read the end of the class, 1 or 2 things that we wanted to do. But can you spare me 10 more minutes?
Sure.
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
So as from next week, I want us to start writing a little bit of SQL. I thought we'll be able to do it today, but because of our time, we can't do that today. So I want us to log on into something like this. So I'll send you a user ID. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry, let me quickly check my email. So the reason why I requested for your names is because I want to pin a name to a particular user ID, but I could not do it with the ID sent to me. So,
you didn't have enough entities, right?
I didn't have the entity, yes. Okay, so
excuse me, I've not sent my name.
Yeah. I want all of us to log into this. Just log in. It's going to give you an interface like this. I'll tell you what next to do. So you have to cram your username and your password.
Academy.oracle.
Yeah, I've shared it.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat. Just hold on for me immediately. When you do that, just hold on. It's 3 o'clock. I've asked for extension of 10 minutes.
Okay, I can't see it in the chat.
I think I sent it.
No, it's not there.
Yes, there is it. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen, sir.
Okay, let me do it again.
Okay, we can.
Okay. I can't do this. Please, can someone help me to collate the names and the emails so that I can actually send it as well?
No, thank you, sir. We don't need to put our email address here. So far, we registered. We have the database, all our email address. What we just do was that we send those things through the email address.
Okay. I'll need their names, their first name, last name, or maybe I won't need it again. But it's going to be difficult for me now to give numbers. What I wanted to use is I want to give numbers because it's based on that number that we are going to do. But can we quickly do something? Let me see.
I think Eventbrite registers the name, first and last name, and email address. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, yes.
Well, that is if we put the truthful.
So this is what I got. So I can't really do much with this.
Okay.
I can't do much with this.
I think we'll go back to the Eventbrite to check the details again, the name and all of that.
Yeah, but there's no problem. Let's quickly do something. I'm going to give you numbers, but please, can you quickly change your names, even at least your first name, so I'll say, okay, this is the person that owns this number, because that's going to be your ID. Two people cannot use one ID. And then you quickly do that for me, 1 minute. So I'll just call your name. I'll say, okay, you are number 01, and I'll teach you how to log in. And all of us will do it together now. No, just change your name on your
Zoom ID.
Your Zoom ID, yes. That's if you already have a name that's not HP or something, you can leave it. I'll just use that. But if it's difficult, let me use the HP. I'll just call HP. I think there should be only one HP there.
No, I should. How do I change it now? You tell me.
No, don't worry. Let me just call it. So, Oluwaseun, can you see my screen? You are number 0.
Okay, I'm what?
01. Don't forget 01.
01.
Yeah. This number 02. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's 01. 02. Okay. The next person is 03, David Muiwa. Next person is 04. Adeniji.
Okay, sorry. You said, did you say David Muiwa or Maiwa?
Maiwa David, sorry.
Okay,
yes, yeah. 03.
Okay.
Yeah. Adeniji O Charles 04. Babatunde Banjoko 05.
Yes.
I hope this thing will not change. Okay. Benjamin 06. Am I right? The next person 08. Freed. I don't know the person that owns this. 08.
So I just leave Creed out. That's the owner of the Zoom. Leave the Creed out.
Okay. Cyril 08 then. If I give somebody else your number, please let me know. Damilola 09. Y 10 10. It's not 010, it's 10.
10.
So what I'm just targeting is you must have 2 digits. So if your number is 1, it's 01. If your number is 10, it's just 10. Do we get it? So Esther will be 11. Evelyn will be 12. Favor will be 13. Jeremiah will be 14. Nora will be 15. Oluwasheye will be 16, am I right?
Oluwasheye is 15.
15, okay. Pastor Ejide will be 16. I hope I've not called 16. Oluwayemi Fagbami, that will be, is it 18 now?
17.
17.
17, okay. Prince will be 18. Rebecca will be 19. Sheon will be 20. I think we are more than this on this.
I think some people drop off or something.
What of Mr. Benjamin?
I've not heard my name.
Yes, I'm not.
What's your name?
Ogbaide.
Ogbaide is HP now. I'm sure you need your number.
No, I'm not.
HP, I said no. Who did I give 0 to?
Sorry, who is Ogbaide? Is he Ogbaide? Is he HP or something?
Yes, it was formerly.
Yes.
You have given you know, they have assigned your number before.
I think you are 02.
02. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So, is there anybody I've not given number? Please, can you open your? I need to hear you. Some of you, your mics are muted.
I need to confirm. Prince Will is 18, right?
There's no way I can confirm that to you.
I don't know. As long as there is no other 18. Is there another 18?
Okay, let me claim 18 then. Does anyone?
Since nobody is talking, it's
yeah.
18 though.
Okay, thank you guys.
Okay, so what do I want to quickly do? 1 second. I'm going to send you a code, and in front of that code you are going to put your number. Please don't make mistake. If you make mistakes, it's going to make the class be very long. So I'm sharing an ID. So this is the ID. I'll share it. Just copy and paste. So if your number is 01, you are going to put 01 in front. If your number is 10, you are going to put 10. So it must be it.
So that will be the username, right?
That will be the username. Yes. Please don't let us be too fast. Let's just go very, very slowly. I just want everybody to get this number first. I'll now explain what you use it to do. Okay. Have we all gotten it?
No, not yet.
Where did you put it?
In the chat.
Are you sure? I'm not sure.
No, it's just on your notepad. It's not on the chat.
On the notepad.
I think it's on the screen or something.
Yeah.
They can just type it.
No, don't type it. No. I don't want you to type it. It's on the chat.
Write it down now.
I can't see it on the chat.
I think
is it Zoom chat?
I hope you're not
Zoom
sharing with
yes.
one person. Maybe your account is not to everyone, but to a particular person.
Yeah,
no, it's on the screen. It's on the screen.
No, he wants to put it in the chat, but we're not seeing it.
We're not seeing it. Aha, now we can see it. Now.
I'm sorry, I was sending it to one person.
Aha. So we should copy that.
Copy and put your number after the underscore. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So please don't copy my number. I'm going to put my number. So you are going to put it as your workspace name. In database, they call it your schema name. The same number, you are going to put it in your username.
Schema what? You said they call it schema.
They call it schema name.
Okay, schema name. Okay.
Okay.
So you put it, the first one, you put it on the second one. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on. I'm going to share the password with us now. All of you are going to have the same password for the first time, but it's going to request that you change your password. That's why I'm doing it bit by bit. Please, if you are not getting what we are doing, tell me now. It will be much more difficult after you have made the mistake. So I'm sharing the password too. I don't want you to type it. I want you to copy and paste.
Okay.
Please, I'm yet to log in.
Sorry, please, can you share the URL again?
Okay, the URL again. Just hold
Yes.
on 1 second. Please, guys, let's wait for every other person. I don't want anybody to miss this step.
So can you just share the link? Okay, yeah.
So you should see an interface like this. We are all here. Please hold on. Don't be in a hurry. Don't click anything. Don't go and say, remember anything. Just hold on. I want everybody to be here. Is there anybody we are waiting for?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I noticed that you have T01. Do we have to
teacher.
Oh, so we don't need the T at the end.
Don't add anything to what I've said. Just your own start with S. Just add your number. 01. If your number is 01, if your number is 02, let it be 02.
Okay, sir.
You said you want to be a teacher.
That's
above my pay grade.
No, somebody is talking. I can't get, sorry.
Are we putting it in our browser?
Yes, you put it in your browser.
Oh, I think my.
So let me go over it again. You put this in your browser. It pops up this interface. So after this interface comes up, I sent something to you on the chat. This is it. This ID, you pick this ID. You put it in the workspace. You type in your number, is 09. You put it, I don't know whether your number is 09. I just use 09. You put 09.
Sorry, do you need to put S before the 09 to signify student?
I'm coming. Just 1 second. Let me check. I think you are going to put S. Thanks for that question. I think you are going to put S. Yes, you are going to put S.
Okay.
Sorry, every other person, please put S0 something. S, capital S.
I will put T for my own. I'm only joking.
Okay, that is good. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, I've sent the password. The password is the ZK, but don't type the password. Please just copy and paste. Make sure what you are copying and pasting is correct. You can put it in a text file first to see that this is what you are pasting before you copy and paste. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are we waiting for anybody?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I promised 10 minutes. We've used 14 minutes. I'm so sorry. Are we still waiting for anybody? Please, it's better for me to wait for you now than to make mistakes. Are we waiting for anybody? Since nobody is talking, I can move on then. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go.
So I can move on.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you sign in. Yours won't bring out this one. Me, I've signed in before. That's why it's telling me expired. It will tell you current password and new password. Are you
Yeah.
seeing anything like that?
Change password, yes.
Change password. So when it comes with change password, it will tell you current password twice.
What of invalid login credentials?
Okay. Can you share your screen quickly? I think you did not put S in front.
I did. I did.
Mine just says
I added the S, capital S to 016.
Okay, let me.
No, there shouldn't be O. It should just be 16.
It should be 16, 16, not.
Oh, just 16. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. X.
So let's just hold on 1 second. If you are having problem, let me know now. Let's just clear that one off now. Any other error?
Then the password, copy the password.
Any other error?
No.
No error. Okay. So your current password, it's going to ask for you twice. Your new password, type it inside Notepad first before you place it inside that place, and make sure it's what you remember. No, I know what this does to me whenever I'm doing this kind of class. Sometimes we use 1 hour. Forget about the password. We now start looking for password.
Format
Notepad.
of password.
It will ask for your
current password. New
That's
password.
your current
No,
password.
what I'm saying is, does it ask for special character or all these things? Any peculiarity?
You can just put @ or underscore or something. But make sure you remember the new password because you are going to log on with the new password now. So let me share my screen. After logging in, this is what you are going to see. I don't want to use someone's.
Are we going to apply changes?
Or should
Yes,
we wait?
you can click apply changes to just save it. That means you have saved it the first time. Apply changes, yes. Sorry, let me pick my username again.
Okay, well,
Okay, are we all in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see App Builder, SQL Workshop, Team Development, App Gallery.
So you should be inside somewhere like this. If you are not here, please let me know. Don't log in so many times. It's going to lock your account. If you're having issues, please let me know. So I will just quickly resolve it together before we go on. That means nobody's having issue. Wow, fantastic. Okay, let me quickly do one more thing. I want to share. I'm going to share a file now. 1 second. Sorry, 1 second.
Excuse me, I'm having an issue.
Okay. Do you mind sharing your screen? That's now.
It's showing me one error has occurred, invalid password.
Yes, please share your screen. So sorry, 20 minutes extra. We've done 20 minutes more than the time I was expecting.
I'm actually using 2 different devices, so I don't know how to share the screen.
Okay, so
what I do is screenshots.
Okay, you sent me a screenshot.
Maybe I do a screenshot.
There's a shared tab just under in the middle of your screen where you just beside the chat.
Are you able to get it?
quick question. For
Yes,
those of us that have logged in, is it going to be timed out, or if we don't touch the screen, or do we?
No, it's going to be timed out. Just try play around. Okay, she has sent it. The please copy and paste. Copy and paste. I can see your G, small letter G, something, something. I think you have made a mistake. Copy and paste what I shared. Copy and paste.
Okay.
I think it's
Actually,
in the current
I
password.
actually did that as well. I don't know.
The current password
I'll
looks
do it
too
again.
long.
The current password looks longer than it should be.
Yes.
I think it's our
So
current
this is
password.
the,
There's something wrong with it.
yeah, this is your current password. I'm sending it again. So what's your username? Let me just send exactly your username. Where's your number?
17.
17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
Just use this one directly for the first two, and the password, let it be this.
Yeah, after a while, when you log in, the password changes the cases from the capital to this lowercase.
Yes.
Oh, so we're not to formulate a new password.
And you are going to formulate a new password when you've passed this place now. Am I right?
Yeah.
So the current is going to ask you for your current password. So you are going to
Yeah.
type in this one twice.
Yeah.
And you are now going to put your own password in the third one. Please type in that your new password inside the text file so that you won't forget.
No, I think you type in
It's
this.
asking for a new password twice.
Yeah, so
And
type it
current
again.
Oh, okay, okay. Current
Yeah.
password once and new password twice. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So is there a minimum number of characters that should be in the new password?
No, but just
That
make
someone is saying, yeah, because
No,
I
but
did
you
copy
need
and
to.
paste.
No, but
I
I think
copied and pasted.
Yeah, I think your password needs to have a capital letter,
It has all those
in it.
things. Yeah.
What
It's
about
a mix
special
of everything.
character?
I think
Yeah, it has a
it is alphanumeric stuff. That's what the
yeah.
Yeah, it has everything, a mix of lowercase, uppercase,
Yes.
special characters, small letters,
Let me
numbers.
give you a password.
Just
Nobody
apply
can see your
changes.
account. Don't worry. Just type this one 2 times.
Okay.
Your current password will be the one on top, the Z something. The new password is going to be Ebenezer at 123, Ebenezer at 123 twice.
Yeah.
How is it now?
Please 1 minute.
How is it now?
It's loading.
Okay, it's loading.
It's still the same thing. I don't know. Something is wrong.
I
Maybe
think the
just carry
password is
on.
already locked. Okay. You give me a minute.
Okay.
When others go, you have to just wait behind. So we can
Okay.
yeah.
All
Okay,
right. Thank you.
not a problem. So sorry everyone. So here I want to bring in a script. I was about sending the script before I forgot. Let's see. Okay. Can I share this? How can I share a text? I'm sorry. Yes, a text file.
To everybody
Yes.
on Zoom or
On Zoom, yes.
just, I think maybe you can drag and drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Try it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So please download this file into a location that you are sure of.
I can't see the file.
It's on your chat.
Chat.
Yes.
Please download it into a location where you are sure of.
Oh, well, it has not dropped.
It has.
I've
I
not
can't see it.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, but I
has not dropped on the chat.
It has. I can see
It's
it.
there.
It's on the chat.
It has dropped, probably your network.
You know, I mean, I thought, as far as I'm concerned, I can see. Let me refresh.
Okay, this is it.
It's on the chat, yeah.
Okay. Can we stop here?
We can.
I can't see it.
Okay,
Are
I'm
you on
going
your-
to share it with Bro Shane. He's going to send it on our email. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I have it. I'll send it to everyone.
I'm also thinking maybe on the phone you might not be able to see it on your phone. I don't know if
Exactly. You're using phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm not using a phone.
okay.
Using a phone.
No problem. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. So we are picking up from here next week. Shall we call it a very good day from here? Is that fine? Any problem, any challenges at this time? Favor, I can't hear you. I think your internet is.
I wanted to ask if the PowerPoint you used to explain the whole stuff, if it will be shared to us.
I will share it with.
And the recording, right?
I don't know about recording. I'm not the one doing it.
Yes, you will get the record. We will just after some time we'll just upload the recording on YouTube. Creed has a YouTube channel as well, so we'll send the link to everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So sorry. So what about the page, the where we just went to now? Because are we still going to leave it this open?
Yeah, it's going to log out itself, but you can store the details. You are going to use the details next week. So please don't forget your numbers. You can store it now, your numbers. You don't need this password again. You are using the old password. Can you see my screen? You are using the new password. So I want you to get your numbers, everybody. Please store your numbers, store the address, as in the web. I will share it one more time, but I don't know your password now.
That's all. I'm sorry. What? No, what? Sorry.
Thank you very much, sir, for the session. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Broccoli,
Yes,
I want to publicly thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Even with my MSc in Management Information System, I think this has been very, very effective. Or maybe I've grown when I did it about 10 years ago. Maybe I was not concentrating in class. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. And before we go, thank you very much for everyone that came and our instructor as well. So we are going to be running this thing every Saturday because we know some people work during the week. So we want us to keep to time. And there's something that came to my heart that I want to share with everyone. Two things have happened today. A little bit of the basics, and we have seen Pastor they bringing the job club perspective, and also Mr. Brew and Mr. Siri also bring his own perspective. I want us, as we go tonight, think about your own domain, about your own field. If you're in law field, if you're in geoscience field, if you're in engineering, be thinking along your field as you are learning data analytics. Create things even on behalf of your own field as well. That is what will make this data analytics, because data analytics is so wide. So be creating your own feed as well. So during the week, if you're in medicine, so anywhere you be creating those things your own self, be whether you have your own business or anything, so that this thing will be more practical and hitting the ground. Thank you for everyone for coming on behalf of the leadership and the church itself, and Pastor Ajide, who also lead Job Club. So if anyone have any want to know about CV writing, the guy in that area is Pastor Ajide, so you can link on him or through LinkedIn. And thank you so much, our instructor. It's
Sorry,
not collecting.
just to add, I promised I was going to say this again.
Okay.
I said I want everybody to come to class with a scenario and also build as we build the table, just your office scenario. Talk about it. Maybe you want to create a database to store some information. Write that story out. Try to create an entity as we did and bring it to class next week. Can we do that? Maybe we'll start from there tomorrow, next week. Is that okay with everyone?
Okay.
That's fine.
We'll try our best.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I just want us to give it a shot so that we can start from there next week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us through our email. Thank you. So we are going to send email back to everyone. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
Please, I'm still waiting.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When everybody leave, we will attend to you, man. Yeah.
Sorry.
Others can drop.
All right. Bye.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you. Bye, sir.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let's quickly, can you share your screen? Let me see what we have there.
Okay, so from the onset,